watching famous games on YouTube.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Short Vol Show Live. My name is David Lincoln, and we are back on a Friday morning. And I guess we're still kind of on Trump indictment watch. There's all this whisperings from the grand jury in New York, but nothing has come of it yet. And he was not arrested on Tuesday, despite what he kept tweeting out. We are confronted to this morning, as you can tell from the headlines, with a short attack. Hindenburg Research announcing that they had shorted Squarespace, and Squarespace taken a hit down from, was up in the, I think the 80s down to 60. And of course, Jack Dorsey's wealth goes down by a little bit, so he's not worth $1 zillion. He's only worth $1 zillion minus something like 500 million after this little hit on Square. And I think to myself, is this a good possibility to jump in on Square? The allegations appear to be that some of their stats, their numbers are inflated, kind of like falsely, and also that they've made it too easy for people to use Cash App for criminals. And when we are talking about Square, it seems more and more like we are talking about Cash App. Initially, when you thought about Square Block, which is what the company's called now, Block Incorporated, when you thought about that, you thought all about just point to point. You thought about someone holding a tablet at a small store and the tablet software to purchase things being run by Block. But Cash App is their big app, which is, I believe, much more of the picture now than than the software used at stores. At least that's what the news is mostly about. The other thing you think about when you think about Square is a small component of crypto, because Jack Dorsey, of course, has been very positive on crypto, and they do have some position in Bitcoin, I believe. Speaking of Bitcoin, Bitcoin's back up. What is it, 28,000 now? It's gone back up a little bit recently. I always think it's going to die, and it never sort of does. So I continue to be wrong on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at some charts moving forward here. Let me see if my charts are even working. And see where we are in the market here. Let's see. Thinkorswim. I don't see my charts. That's strange. Let's see. Thinkorswim. See if I can pull the chart up now. I do have a position in First Republic. That's my only position I have on right now. The week's been going pretty well. No complaints. I don't think I've had any big money losing days. Let's see. Hold on. Stay with me 1 second here, folks. I'm not seeing my chart to pop up here for you. So let's try something different here. All right, let's do a new window capture. Oh, here we go. Here's our chart. All right, so let's go to the chart. Let's see if we can expand this chart a little bit. Yeah, so the only position I have on right now is in, let's expand this and see how that looks. Does that look better? Yeah, the only position I have right now is in FRC, First Republic. And I was reading an article about First Republic. It was not very bullish at all. So I'm pretty skeptical on this position. I'm basically long 200 deltas in this one. It's down about 50 cents before the open here. And I'm not planning on hanging out with this position. I'm not going down with the ship on this one. But if you look at you can see from the chart here, it hasn't made new lows in a couple days, which is somewhat reassuring. It hasn't gone higher either, but it hasn't made new lows. So The question is, do we sort of hang or not? The bulk of my position is I did sell some of the 8.5 puts that expire next week. I sold a 5 lot of the 8.5 puts for $1.55 average. And I just, the thought process was there was like, those are super fat puts, and either the stock's going to zero or not. And if it's not going to zero, it's probably not going to, 8.5 minus 1.5 gets you down to $7. So you're basically saying I would be willing to buy the stock paying $7 when you sell those puts. And it's either going back up or it's going to zero. It's not going to 7 in my humble opinion. So that's kind of my thought process on those puts. I did buy 100 shares yesterday as well. I paid 14, and that immediately did not work out. In fact, 14 turned out to be like the high of the day. And I was short one out of the money call, but I did cover that out of the money call, or I bought something against it yesterday with the intention of, well, the reason I bought something against the out of the money call was so that I could sell the 100 shares out of my position during the after hours, before the open or after the close, and not have to worry about having a naked call in my position. So that was kind of the thought process. My one thought was that maybe this would be way up after the close or before the open, and it certainly hasn't been. It's down 60 cents, but at least it's not down, $3. So it's kind of where we are with that. I've also been looking back again at, remember we were trading VXX a few times this week. So let's look at VXX. We were trading it, VXX, it went up to like 50. When it was 57, we shorted it. It went down to 50. Then it went back up to like 55 again. We shorted it. It went back down to 50. Now it's back to 55 again. So it might be another rinse repeat in VXX. If it just keeps working, just keep doing it and keep making money for the moment. Now, nothing works forever, but let's zoom in on VXX for a second here. So you can see price action here. When it was up here around 60, we shorted it. When it was like 58 here, it went all the way down. We covered. Then this next move up here, we shorted it around 56. And then we bought it back 2 days later here around 50. And now it's back up again. So maybe we do it again. The other thought I had was just looking at cold again. This one, a 2 times leveraged natural gas ETP. Cold goes up when natural gas goes down. If we look at the chart for natural gas, we can see it doesn't look, it's been going straight down essentially. But I don't have any confidence that natural gas has found a bottom here. But I am looking to nibble. This is like I said, it's a leveraged ETF, and usually leveraged ETFs, they experience decay. And so when you've got this thing that is really popped up here, recent high of 73, but if we go back a few weeks, it was up to 84 here. It is going to suffer decay, and it's going to be more and more noticeable as these numbers get higher. What I mean by that is, like, this has been going down an average of 20% per year. So 20%, if it's a $100 stock, 20% is obviously 20 points. If it's a $10 stock, 20% is 2 points. So you get more dramatic movement point-wise when it's a higher price. I don't know if any of this is making any sense, but the bottom line is, if this is going way up, I'm looking to buy far out of the money puts. And the thought process is that natural gas here, all right, it's come way down from 10. It can't go down another, it's gone like down 2 points, down 2 points, down 2 points. It can't go down too many 2 points, right? Because it's going to get to zero. So at some point, it's going to find a bottom here, or it's going to move sideways, and this cold is going to start moving lower. So I want to give myself some time for that to happen, and I've been kind of focused on these November puts. I've been looking at the November 30 puts, looking to maybe pay something below $6 for them. But the issue with cold, and the thing I would caution you all about when you're looking at some of these, is that there's no freaking volume in open interest. Look at the open interest in November. There's a one lot. I mean, nobody's trading any of this stuff. And the problem with that is that you get in on this stuff and you're kind of at the mercy of the market maker, right? Where they want to trade with you, because no one's going to trade with you. So that's a little scary. It's also a little scary to have your money locked up for a long time in these positions, illiquid positions. So there is the potential to make money here. The pricing could very easily be wrong because nobody's trading this stuff. But you're taking some serious risk to get involved with something like cold. I'm interested in doing it. So follow me on the journey, but be careful yourself with this kind of thing. Looking at Squarespace here, it has gotten the hit, as we said, down to here. Now, the low was 51 down here before. It's not clear whether this is just going to rally right back up again, but I'm certainly maybe interested in maybe getting along a little bit here, or selling out of the money puts or something. So we've got a lot going on today. If we go to Tesla, Tesla's given back a little bit as well recently. I think there's a better bull case for Tesla at the moment than Square, but we will have to wait and see. Let's go one more time to natural gas here. So natural gas could find a bottom here pretty soon. I would like to nibble at some of these puts at some point, but we'll have to wait till the market opens and see what we can do. I've been kind of testing it. I put a bid in cold, these Nova puts. I saw this one lot traded. It traded, I think, $6 yesterday. I was kind of trying to nibble here a little bit on this stuff, try to put bids in that are like below the midpoint to see if anybody will kind of bite on them. I was also considering different things. I was considering those Nova puts. I was considering like August 40 puts. I want an option that I can buy a few of that's out of the money. You know, buying the 65 put for $22 is doable, and it could work. You could do something against it. Anything that I bought in here far out, I would want to try to do something against. I want to try to sell something against to help finance it. But I am fascinated by this cold. I did make money on this a few weeks ago on a down move, and I'm looking to do that again here because natural gas can't go down forever. You know, everything is kind of working against it right now. We're coming into spring. People are going to stop needing gas for cold weather. Plus, they've been saying that the supplies have gotten bigger, reserves have gotten bigger, et cetera, et cetera. So everything's kind of a perfect storm for this to go lower, but that's going to change at some point because we've come way down. Once again, the recent low 1.96, but if we go back in time here, if we look at the 20-year, you can see it was lower here. That's not the 20-year at all. Hold on. Let's just go to 3-year. All right, it was lower here. Hold on. So I want to do 20-year, but I don't want to do daily, so time frame. 20 years, monthly. All right, so this is better. So you can see it had a all-time low of 144. It has hung out down here around 1 for a while, right? And we're pretty much we're at a low right here. So it's perfectly reasonable that this is going to go higher from here, and it's perfectly reasonable to buy some puts, especially when you look at the longer term chart like this. The question is, how long do you want to tie up capital in this as opposed to something else? And that's always the game with trading, right? Trying to choose one trade over another is, where do you want to put your capital, and how long is it going to take potentially to make money? Those are the decisions you want to make with trading. There's tons of opportunities out there. It's just which one do you pick, which is the quagmire. All right, so that's enough of me for today. Thanks for checking in with me. I think the most likely thing for me would be to put another one of those spreads on in VXX, buying maybe something like the 54.50 put spread in VXX if the market continues to sell off, or even if it doesn't, because VXX is up back around 54, 55 here. And and it will decay. The term structure right now is actually flat to in backwardation, although we're not inverted, but the space between the futures and spot is relatively large. Futures are relatively above spot, but there's a lot of time left in the month. We just had expiration 2 days ago for the future, and so we're in the new month now. But we should see the front-month future start to curl lower. It's just that with the VIX moving higher or popping here, the term structure is a little wacky. All right, so there we are. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for checking me out. Have a great day.
You're watching Famous Games.